the summer of 1998 will give you pretty much the same movie, two different directors, two different complete cast, same premise.
Well, it was the same thing in 97.
That practically runs the exact same way. The end of the exact same way.
It was. 97, think about it. Dante's Peak, Volcano.
You're right. Yeah.
And Dante's Peak was so much better because of the luscious, beautiful hair of former James Bond.
It was a volcano in L.A. Not like...
Well, no, I mean...
And what they decided to do was put a volcano in the... what do they call it? I'm drawing a blank. It is the Los Angeles tar pits.
Oh, yeah.
You put a volcano in the fucking tar pits.
I think the last time I saw those tar pits in anything was Last Action Hero.
Yeah, and they're still there.
There ain't nothing to really see there.
What's the deal, people? My cine folks. Welcome back to the Classics, the Cinematic Movie Podcast. That takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago right here on iHeartRadio. I am your guy, once again, Jay Alonzo, with the partner in crime, my guy,
Mr. Dave Neff. What's happening, y'all? How's it going, everybody?
What's up, Danger Neff?
How are you, sir?
What's going on, man?
I don't know. Another busy week. You know what? I've been actually able to sleep this week, which has been the nicest. But you know what? This fucking heat is killing me.
So for those who don't know,
we just hit 100. We
live in Las Vegas, and people know when you come to Las Vegas in the summertime, especially this month because we're going into Memorial Day weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we're going into a lot of different things. This is when Las Vegas becomes hell outside.
Oh, absolutely.
Because here in Vegas, summer goes from say early April to about November.
Till maybe mid-October at the earliest.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
It is terrible. And the worst part about it is that the people just get so much shittier out here. Because of it. It's like they get, you know what? I'm serious. I used to be an EMT, and every morning at 5 a.m.
It's too hot to be a dick, bro.
You would have the 5 a.m. douchebag who is unconscious because of a heat stroke because it is 95 degrees outside at 5 a.m. So it's like people, stay inside. It's okay to be a recluse at this point.
Once again, it's too hot to be a dick.
Seriously. It is. Start building more pools around here. In fact, I don't understand how Vegas doesn't have a moat that's just surrounding it at all fucking times. You know how we have the 215? Mm-hmm. Right underneath that, there needs to be a moat. Just underneath it for all the homeless, just kind of hang out there. Just something, cool.
Vegas is the only place that you can live in to where you can literally go to jail for not having central air. They made it a law. If you don't have central air, even the most ghettoest or the most rundown or the most poverty-stricken areas in this city has central air. So it's bad enough you go through what you go through. Don't just die of heat exhaustion. Let's be real.
I don't understand how people still fall for it. Like every year on the Strip, they're always like, "Hey, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Make sure you have something." They got cooling fans out there now. They got mist machines that are going on. It doesn't fucking matter, people. It is still 100 and holy shit degrees outside. Get inside, get cooled down and relax. Don't walk. Seriously, don't walk the Strip. Just do not walk the Strip.
But tell people not to walk the Strip in the summer. It's like telling porn stars not to have sex. That's what you do.
Yeah, I mean, our administration clearly thinks that's what is normal nowadays, but, we're not going to talk about politics. I just think it's kind of funny that's the world we live in now.
Donald Trump, he grabs girls by the pussy. So
he grabs more than that.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Breaking children's hearts and grabbing pussy. Donald Trump.
Jeez. But this is going to be a different summer in Las Vegas because we're getting into... a shitload of construction because we're still prepping for the Raiders. We're prepping for a lot of different things. So, not to mention, this is concert season now. So, all the big concerts coming out here. So, now you can't really help but be outside. But this is one of those cities to where summertime, even at night, it's like 105.
It's terrible. It's god awful because you're sitting there and you're like, oh man, it's finally cooled down. Like my boy the other night, we went somewhere. We went to go get some food. And he's like, man, it's feeling really nice out here right now. And I'm like, dude, it is 90 degrees outside. It is 9 o'clock.
The devil's balls are all on your back right now. That's what you don't. That's what you don't understand. But
devil don't care, people.
So do you have any summer plans yet?
Yeah, no, I'm going to Cali.
Nice.
In July for my birthday.
Nice.
And then are we counting summer as the end of September?
Technically, we can.
Okay, so yeah, no, I'm taking a cruise out afterwards. Going to Mexico, going to Honduras, going to Belize. You know, it's going to be real nice. Going to be out in New Orleans. So if anybody out there wants to like be cool and let me sleep on the couch for like a day or two, you know, that'd be really nice. But you know, hit me up, I guess. You know,
this is America.
David Nev transforms. Speaking of This Is America,
this is America. Now, okay. So not the greatest segue, I'll admit it, but as random as I just said, this is America. That's how random and shocked I felt when I saw that video, when I heard the song. If you don't know what we're talking about, Childish Gambino, a.k.a. Donald Glover, of Atlanta fame and of the upcoming Han Solo fame. And
should have been Miles Morales.
He should have been Miles Morales, but I think he still will. You never know.
You old-ass Miles Morales.
Yeah,
old man Miles Morales.
Miles Morales.
Old man Spider-Man starring Miles Morales.
We call it Spider-Man The Latter Year starring Donald Glover. But over the weekend, he it wasn't the first time, but SNL has Donald Glover hosting Childish Gambino as a musical guest.
And during the middle of the show, drops this awe-inspiring. It was purely shock and awe music video called "This Is America."
And the shock value with this video, when you're forced to watch it more than once.
Yes.
Only because when you watch it for the first time, you literally miss a lot of shit because on first glance, you're too much looking at him. Mm-hmm. And he's coming out and he's dancing and da-da-da. But as soon as the actual beat, when he starts to rhyme drops, he shoots the guitar player in the back of his head.
I know.
You're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And when you really go back and rewatch it a few more times, it is hands down the best message to deliver to America right now.
It is because, okay, Jay, I'm white.
You're white?
Oh, man. Spoiler alert?
I thought you were just really light-skinned, like clear.
I'm mixed.
Fuck. Fuck.
So
this is Beat Network.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Black Entertainment. Whatever B stands for nowadays. But it's a black thing. You're white.
I've been adopted?
Wow. Controversy. It sells.
So watching this as a fan and watching this as a person that in some ways can sometimes feel that our opinion can feel a little muted. It was incredibly powerful because there's some truth. There's a lot of truth into it. Over the weekend, and again, I don't like to get political, but Florida University had this thing with a graduation ceremony, and the University of Florida has a good mixture of culture with Latinos and of course blacks and whites attending, and because of how proud some other cultures are, and I'm just going to say that, they took a little bit extra time in dancing through whatever of their celebrations, because who knows, maybe these guys were firstborn college graduates. Maybe this felt like a real accomplishment to them. I mean, I know when I graduated college, it was a 3-hour affair for a graduation ceremony, obviously, and yeah, people were dancing. And I like that. That needs to be something that's there because you know what? It's my day. It's my time. I want to celebrate what I've accomplished. And this is not about me putting myself on a pedestal. It's about, hey, I did something. I earned it. I think I can take 10 seconds to celebrate myself.
Right.
So, and then of course we get this. We get a white male who is an usher or security guard. It doesn't matter who he is. But he's basically forcing and tackling these people off the stage. They're getting their fucking diplomas. Mm-hmm. The same concept that This Is America has, where we talk about, there's a lot of singing and dancing and praising ourselves, but then all of a sudden we're okay kind of sweeping under the rug. Some actual violence that's going on, and it's not just. And obviously, people are going to say, "Oh, well, it's also black on black crime." Yeah, of course, it's also black on black crime. Mm-hmm. But the fact that people are not willing to talk about, it, not willing are willing to talk about other things like who broke the internet, who clapped back on this, mm-hmm. and is not willing to talk about some of the serious issues that are out there, like the state of Chicago, for example, because that's a very serious thing. Mm-hmm. Also, the state of how the police force is treating citizens in general, and how that can be predominantly with racial undertones mm-hmm. in there. That needs to be talked about, but too many people are willing to just overlook that and hey, look at me, we're still dancing, we're still singing and whatnot. That shock and awe that Childish Gambino has in it, and the fact that he's willing to reflect it and say something about it is huge. The last time I saw something so shocking and awing from the black culture was the I'm not sure if it was the VMAs or Grammys, but Kendrick Lamar.
That'd be the Grammys when he performs Black of the Berry, and then goes into, I want to say, All Right.
Yeah, it is All Right.
And so, to capitalize off that, in the video, you see Childish dance with a bunch of kids. So that's your first reference right there. The kids today are so, into, who's hot. Actually, a friend of mine made a really very strong point. How often do you go on Facebook, right? And you hear about some crazy police shooting, mass shooting, and you're just scrolling,
right?
And about two posts down from the information about whatever tragic situation just happened, you get these kids or a kid showing you the new dance craze.
Right, exactly.
So you're left to be like, all right, well, fuck it. You were attached to this issue because it hurt you, but that attachment and that hurt only lasts all of 20 seconds.
And I know what people are going to say. There's already so much negativity in the world. Why is it that we're not willing to talk about it further? Why is it that we're not willing to go about further? And there is a point to it. I get it. There is a lot of negativity in the world. But a lot of the problems that's not happening, that's happening right now, is the fact that we're not willing to act upon it. Right. We're willing to talk about it. We're willing to say whatever. So when I see something like the Parkland kids come out and show their support and saying we will no longer stand for this, right. That is a huge moment. Right. That is so massive. And once again, what's happening? People are trying to shut them down again, and that's not okay. Let them talk. Let them speak. Let it be brought out and come out with a fucking resolution. And then let's dance. Let's dance in celebration together.
I also love the fact that in the video, while he's dancing with the kids, mind you, he lays out the guy in the beginning, which, by the way, folks, is not Trayvon Martin's dad. I thought it was him.
Which, by the way, he was charged with stalking, just so you know, over the weekend.
Also. Zimmerman was?
Trayvon Martin. Or not, George Zimmerman.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Anyway, but one of the more chilling moments was the second verse. You see the choir. He basically recreates the Charleston shooting.
Yeah.
And if you notice that after every shooting that he does do, he's giving the gun to some guy who handles the gun with complete care. Meanwhile, the black body's being dragged away.
Right.
As if like it didn't matter.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But he keeps on dancing. So overall, what he is showing in this video is so urgent to where every time I watch the video, I get a different reaction. Like, first of all, you are forced to dance. At least Bobby Ed.
Right.
Because the beat and the way and the melody is so enticing and it reels you in. to the point to where when he makes the first shooting, you do stop there and you try to, oh shit, he just shot the dude.
Right.
Brilliant video, extremely informative, extremely posing that stand, that message that we just don't get anymore. Right. What can we expect from the album?
Well, okay. Showing off my white roots and talking about hip hop.
I can believe you're a white guy.
In recent years, and really, this had always kind of gone in waves. You know, where you'll have a whole bunch of artists talking about very, very, very strong topics, but then it gets swept right under. And
It's the what's going on there.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
So, in this current wave, it really started with Kendrick Lamar, and I'm just going to be honest. It restarted back up with Kendrick Lamar. And then J. Cole dropped his album, and that was incredibly deep. Now with Gambino showing more and more along those ways, I'm hoping that something along the lines that because people have always talked about this is still in the game.
Right.
Chuck D from Public Enemy, he's still in the game. He's just with Prophets of Rage now. It doesn't matter who he's with. He's still talking about the same thing.
Right.
So my hope is this continues on, and more people are willing to bring this to forefront, and more people actually are willing to see this, because I feel like too often people look at a statistic sheet and says, well, this must be exactly what's going on. Right. This must be what it is. And then that's just what happens. They'll look at you, Jay, and they'll write you off a statistic. They'll look at me and they'll write me off a statistic. But that's not how it works. That's not how today's society is. We're more than just what it says on a statistic sheet.
Right.
And I'm a finance guy. So so what's that say to you? What do you hope comes out of this?
I definitely hope the album does have a story to tell. It does approach things, because let's be real, no one likes the truth.
No.
So I want him to approach this album with so much truth and be like, listen, like I'm not blaming you for anything. Talking to a white guy. I don't blame you for nothing. But when you take time to read and to look into a video like this and realize I am the fucking blame, that's crazy. I took part in these random, incessive beatdowns or robberies or murder. You know what I'm saying?
It's more than just taking part of it. It's okay. People are listening to that and they'll say, I didn't take part of anything. Did you do anything about it? Did you try to stop it? Did you try to say something? I told this to a friend over the weekend. I don't like hearing when people decide to blatantly become racist. Right. For whatever reason. Doesn't matter if it's white on black, white on whatever, or vice versa. I'm going to call you out for it. And that's what needs to happen. More people need to be willing, if you stand against it, then call it out. Say, hey, no, I'm not okay with this.
Right.
Why the fuck did you say that? What makes you think that gives you the right? What makes you think you have power over this person?
Right.
And call it out. I'm serious. I'm challenging everybody.
That is why Danger Neff is the only white guy who beat Network, because he gets it. Moving on.
Lighter topics, people. Lighter topics.
Very, very, very lighter topics. But definitely a shout out to Donald Glover, a.k.a. Charlie Gambino, for a video that can really, it'll open your eyes.
Absolutely
just sit
stunning.
And watch it.
Congratulations to you guys.
Listen to the song first, watch the video. Or vice versa. It doesn't matter. Moving on. Bill and Ted are back. I'm so mixed on how I feel about this, but Bill and Ted are back. The EW, there's an article in Entertainment Weekly where they're basically saying Bill and Ted 3 has an official title and has begun pre-production.
How about that title?
Bill and Ted Face the Music.
I like it. I think
I like it as well.
You know what? A lot of times with movie titles, like
Wild Stallions.
like another announcement that came today was Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr. are going back for Sherlock Holmes,
3, yep.
Sherlock 3. But I remember when Sherlock 2 came out, and that title was just lame. Game of Shadows, Sherlock Holmes 2, Game of Shadows.
I thought it was like Electric Boogaloo or something.
Right, exactly. Like it's just whatever.
Boogaloo.
But that title in itself, you know, the premise of Bill and Ted 3, as far as we know, is probably going to be they're in their middle age and they're still trying to figure out a ways to no longer be the wild stallions. Because you remember, if any of you saw Bogus Journey, which all of you should have watched Bogus Journey at this point in your life. Right. If you haven't, shame on you. At the end of it, you know, they basically hold their own economy, Metapocalypse style. The stock market can crash if there's a rumor of a breakup. You know, soaring to number one. Their third bandmate, which was Death. Yes, the actual
William
Death.
Sadler as Death.
Yes, he produced an album that totally bombed, so he rejoins the Wild Stallions. Mm. So to see where the ridiculousness can obviously come in, and in some senses, how are they going to figure out a way to replace George Carlin? May he rest in peace. Is going to be a little bit interesting.
Play Rufus.
Hey, he sure did.
He was Rufus, yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see, and I'm absolutely excited. I mean, the more Bill and Ted, the better.
Because I, like you, Bill and Ted 2 is my favorite. It had the right amount of comedy, adventure. George fucking Carlin was in it. It was just, I didn't care for Bill and Ted 1, but Bill and Ted 2 definitely brings it back around. It makes it home.
Right.
To the point where Bill and Ted 2 should actually been the first movie. But
right. It really should have been.
But I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's always good to see Keanu Reeves going back to something
ages.
Who never fucking ages. Alex Winter, he's aged. Clearly. But
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. But we wish those guys the best. Can't wait to see the movie. One more movie topic before we get into the main event. Me and Dave just sat and rewatched for me, watched for the first time for him, the trailer number 2 for Superfly. And
yeah, it's dope.
It's dope.
It's good. Like it definitely entices you a little bit more to see the direction is. There was one YouTube comment I kind of have to give a little bit of a shout out. In the trailer, obviously the main character he gets the best shots in there, and they literally say that guy always looks beautiful on screen. Like every single shot, he's looking absolutely fucking beautiful.
That's the character. But speaking of our title guy, Priest, played by Trevor Jackson, mm-hmm. I don't see that threatening factor to him.
Not yet. And
you think so?
I think he could. But I think it's more like super cool right now. Like it's more of it's very stylish, right, is what it is. It's a very stylish shot, which that's probably the direction that they kind of wanted to take instead of because let's face it, if it was super gritty, you know, mm-hmm. I don't know if I would really like it.
Oh no, I'm going regardless. I have to go regardless.
No, I mean, I hear you on that. I'm just saying, like, if this turns out to be like the Weekend documentary, you know, then you know it could be garbage. But at the same time, there's enough for me to really want to go see it. How about you?
You know that first trailer didn't do it for me at all. However, I like how Director X, he's good at. He's a student of Hype Williams, put it that way.
Right.
And Hype Williams, when he wasn't doing a lot of videos, he'd have X come and do it for him. So X really, really, really knew how to properly paste together a movie, right? And mind you, we haven't seen the movie yet, but just the way that the camera angles flow on certain things and how the movie itself just kind of feels more well-rounded.
Yeah.
And so for me, until I'm proven bad for a second time, I rock with whatever's going on with this movie. That's all I got to say.
Well, I'm with you there. You know, it's going to be we're going to have to see what's all going to happen when it comes out. It's going to be something we can catch in theaters.
June 15th, next month.
Yeah, June 15th.
Yes. So let's get into this thing. So we've decided to skip 2-minute drills today. We figured, nah. That's what we said.
What Jay is trying to say is that he couldn't find topics to ask me questions about.
That's also very true.
Meanwhile, I had 20.
I tried to find some good shit to ask. For some reason, it would not work for me. So I was like, you know what? Let's just kill 2-minute drill altogether. Fuck it. And so here we are, looking into something very, very, very unique, very special. Something that we've, I won't say we grew up on, but I will say when it was the dueling movies per year, this had, some sort of a dog in that race.
So let's keep in mind of something that I want to be fair about. The special effects haven't aged that well.
No.
But let's also keep in mind that this is when they really started exploring special effects in that scenario. Because remember, like when we think of special effects, we're going to think of video games. And let's face it, we didn't start getting 3D video games until 96. And yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
sorry,
think about it.
Yeah,
yeah, Nintendo 64. Or actually, sorry, Dreamcast. So it wasn't until then that this is coming out. So they were kind of exploring a little bit. But one of the proudest moments that we should have here in cinematic history is this is the first time that we had a black president.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what? If anybody is going to be black president, I'd rather be Morgan Freeman.
Right?
He played God. So I'm sure, president shouldn't be shit. But if you don't know what we're talking about, we are taking it back to one of two disaster movies this year. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking it back to Deep Impact.
Mm-hmm. Deep Impact.
The Mimi Leader directed Deep Impact. Original release date, May 8th of 1998. Shares opening weekend with nothing. Production budget, $80 million. Box office total, $349.5 million. Goddamn, David.
Probably because it didn't share its time with anything.
Yeah, it opened by itself. And then the first movie to come out after Deep Impact was Bullworth.
Yes.
Currently sitting at a 48% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's pretty fair.
That's pretty fair?
That's about the number it needs to be at.
I would have given it like a legit 20.
Wow.
25. Because like most movies, it really doesn't hold up in regards to what you're used to when you first saw it.
Right.
So
no, I hear you. It's it's just kind of whatever. Real quick, on Morgan Freeman's career, how interesting of a person do you have to be? No. How interesting of a person?
99.3.
How interesting of a person do you have to be that your actual career consisted of you playing a president and actually a pretty good one, and B, God.
You have a very, very, very strong career.
I mean, I'm going to miss him when whatever happens. But my Lord, he is heavily talented. He's probably the biggest draw to this movie.
So tell me something. So when was the first time you seen Deep Impact?
It was in '98.
Like opening day?
It wasn't opening day, but it was. Well, I mean, okay, like I was telling you off camera, like probably it was opening day because we only had one movie theater where I was at that time. So it's like that was the big movie that weekend. Let's go catch Deep Impact. It was the same thing with Armageddon. It was the same thing with Godzilla that came out that year as well. So it was in '98. How about you?
Also in '98. I think I went to the theaters and seen this. And as a kid, I thought it was so much fun, But then you rewatch it as an adult, like, this is fucking stupid.
It is.
But, with it being one of the two movies to be released in '98.
That was a disaster.
You gotta give it a fair shot, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Like give him a fair squeeze. Elijah Wood's in this movie. Still looking like 12.
He's going to look that same age.
For the rest of his life.
Okay, we were just talking about this. All right, so Keanu Reeves never ages, right? Mm-hmm. Elijah Wood never ages. But in his case, that's a bad thing.
Because not only does he not age, He also doesn't grow. so
There's few, I'm just going to say, white actors that never age. Keanu, Elijah Wood, Paul Rudd. You know, those are like some white actors. They get distinguished. Like Keanu and Paul Rudd get distinguished.
Yes.
Elijah Wood looks like he aged from 12 to 14.
Get out of here, you fucking child. Okay. So Elijah Wood plays Leo Biederman. He's this amateur astronomer.
Not even. He's a child. He's a child.
He's a kid.
And for like a celebration or something, they were looking at stars.
And to pretty much live to where we are, he finds a little. An unusual object near the stars that's kind of headed this way.
Now, initially, it was believed to be another star, the star for you astronomy nerds out there, Megrez, but it wasn't. It was kind of in the wrong place at that time of night. So they decided to phone it in to Dr. Wolf, who is the known astronomer in the valley, and it's clearly California, but they're banking it on Arizona.
2 states over.
Right. And he goes and he kind of confirms that's not what it is. And here's where the stupidity starts. Instead of, all right, you find an anomaly in the sky. What do? Do you get in your car frantically and try to get on your cell phone to call your nearest superior? Or do you use a phone from the office?
That's a good question. Because I would have said, if I saw somebody in the parking lot, hey, bro, can I use your phone real quick? You know, that's...
Right. It's not like, I mean, it was already established that cell phones definitely exist. I mean, in Speed, cell phones existed. In Bad Boys. In Bad Boys, cell phones existed. And those movies came out in 95. So clearly at this point, there should have been something else. So anyway, so he gets in his car and he's driving down this mountain. And this trucker is driving up this mountain. And the trucker's been drinking, of course, because it's super late at night. And one thing leads to another, and they both basically collide into each other with Dr. Wolf's car falling off the cliff or something like that. Yeah.
Does anybody die?
Yeah, they both die.
Oh.
Which is because this happened, if we're following a timeline of events, this happened 2 years before impact. So the United States didn't know about this basically for a long period of time.
Until the kid found it.
Well, they also thought that the kid died.
Oh, gotcha.
So they also thought that the kid died. And there was a mix-up about it. Anyways, what winds up happening is we fast forward to a year later. And we have a up-and-coming reporter. Played by Téa Leoni. Her name is Jenny. Jenny. And Jenny is...
pretty flat, pretty boring, actually.
Yeah, she has no personality.
And as much as I feel as if Téa Leoni is a world-class actress, certain projects you should really not do.
And this was definitely one of them.
Because one...
She was incredibly weak.
We can't fucking hear you, lady.
Right. She's talking like... You know those girls...
You know those girls?
All right. You know those girls that, like, they're trying to be, you know, sexy. You know, they're trying to talk in, like, this husky, deep voice. And you know, for some of us guys, like myself, it kind of drives us insane a little bit. Well, she was trying that exact same voice. And she just sounded monotone and flat. And you can't hear shit. You needed subtitles to hear exactly what she was saying. It was garbage.
Yes.
Anyways, she comes upon a story about a high-ranking member in the White House. I can't tell you what ranking he is. Was he Secretary of Defense?
I believe so.
Anyways, believing that he has an affair with a girl by the name of Ellie. And she tries to kind of break this story to him. But she notices something. The daughter stating that they're going somewhere. And when she looks at like what they're packing, he's packing these cases of Ensure for vitamins. because she doesn't know exactly what's all going on.
Right.
So what happens? So she goes and kind of gets like pulled off to the side by a Secret Service, and then she meets the president, and who's played by Morgan Freeman. And there's kind of like these little subtle threats. She's like, "I'm expecting to be back in MSNBC," and it's like, you think who cares? You're not on camera. So they could have ended your life there. It didn't matter. But she was like, well, what can you tell me about Ellie? And Morgan Freeman at this point is like, "See, I told you it was dumb to do this, and I told you so."
So we get to the ship for the astronauts, and the astronauts are Robert Duvall,
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau's in it, yep. Mm-hmm. And I can't think of the other girl's name for nothing right now. But
she's a good one. Mary McCormick.
Mary McCormick, thank you very much. But to fast forward to the end, these guys decide to call your wife and kid,
right?
Because we're gonna die out here. But the high school is named after us. Yippee, Skippy, and the movie, while okay, does serve a good Thanksgiving bonus and a good Thanksgiving bonus. Is that what I just said?
Right. Real quick.
It made no sense.
Because you're kind of skipping to the end here.
Well, yeah, because the reason why I want to skip to the end just for a second is because it's like Titanic in a sense.
Okay.
It's a whole bunch of prepping for it, but then when it finally happens, that's the meat and juice, the meat and potatoes of everything.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, my iconic scene, just to kind of just throw it out there, is a scene featuring an actress who I think is not that great of an actress, Téa Leoni.
Right.
We talked about this. We talked about this off camera.
Right.
But when she goes to see her father, and that tidal wave was coming, mind you, there's been a few times when I put the movie on and I couldn't finish it, I skipped right to the last scene.
Yeah.
The last 30 minutes of the movie where shit starts to go down. And in every disaster movie in which something hits Earth or it's this crazy mass hysteria because of a natural disaster,
right?
They always have that aerial view of New York filling up with water.
Well, yeah, and it was it wasn't until people. You know what? Can I throw this out there?
Good.
What is it with disaster movies and trying to fucking destroy New York?
Why not? New York has seen aliens. They've seen comets hit the city. They've
seen an asteroid hit.
They've seen the entire New York skyline underwater 3 times in various movies. Cloverfield came by, fucked shit up a little bit.
They have also frozen it over in Day After Tomorrow.
They've had a bunch of people in suits fight bigger people in suits in the Avengers. I mean, that hole in the sky that goes to some outer world realm. Like, dude, Avengers aren't Avengers. New Yorkers aren't scared of shit.
You know what's funny? I just recently rewatched the Dark Knight trilogy, and all this time I thought the Dark Knight Gotham City was based off New York.
I thought it was too, or Chicago.
No, I thought it was New York. New York. Maybe they didn't. But certain skylines, maybe Chicago is a pretty good bet. Nope. Fucking Pittsburgh.
The Steelers are in the movie too.
I know the Steelers are in the movie. They literally show Pittsburgh and like the fucking river, the 3 rivers, which makes up Pittsburgh. And I'm like, really? That's what we're about to lose? Gotham City is Pittsburgh? People, let me put it this way, and this is no offense to anybody that actually lives in Pittsburgh or whatnot, but Pittsburgh isn't even the most popular city in Pennsylvania. That goes to Philly, the worst city in the world, but whatever. That's my own personal opinion on that.
Shout out to Meat Mill.
But yeah, so I don't understand what's with these disaster movies always. You're right. New Yorkers don't give a fuck. Like they're like, man, we've literally gone through everything. So it's like whenever I see like another city and say how resilient we are, I was like, you ain't got shit on New York.
Okay, so listen. So let's just play this in real life, right? You're on TV. You're the anchor. You tell me what's going to happen, like asteroid, whatever. Go.
All right, putting it on the spot here. People of New York City. We have a large unidentified object.
A large what?
That is propelling at a high speed, coming down to hit the north side of Central Park, all the way to Battery. It's about the size of that, coming down as fast as it possibly can. Prepare for impact.
So this fucking guy just said that there's an asteroid the size of a fucking Duracell battery?
No. Battery Park. Where are you getting this wrong at?
Oh, Battery Park. Let me tell you something, guy. I drive a cab all up and down New York, Brooklyn, Queens, Harlem, Times Square. I've seen aliens. I've seen Will Smith dancing with an alien in the middle of the street. I've seen old white guys in suits. I'm sorry, metal suits, superhero suits. I've seen a big green thing with a crazy attitude problem. I've seen this one guy put a huge hole in the sky with fucking aliens coming out of it.
I've seen a giant lizard that his babies were born in Madison Square Garden. It doesn't fucking matter to me.
Cause fuck the Knicks, yeah?
Cause fuck the Knicks. Fuck the Knicks.
Fuck the Knicks.
It's only about Brooklyn.
So you're gonna tell me that a giant rock is gonna come and land in Brooklyn? I'm supposed to run?
Sir, please take your life seriously.
I'm gonna go drive a cab. Fuck this. New Yorkers don't care. They don't care. That's why I'm so glad that eventually certain stuff just left New York. They just wouldn't like do it in Chicago. They went to various places. Because there's other states where we are scared of death, you know. Death is imminent, but not right now. I don't want it right now.
So
let me live.
So one of the saddest scenes, your iconic scene, is you were telling me off. It was the beach scene with
the beach scene is an iconic scene
with robot face Tia Leone.
Which, by the way, takeaway is gonna be a little bit weirder today because we're kind of bouncing around. We're like 42 minutes in, late. But Tia Leone, who is very very monotone, meets with her father. They exchange a few words as far as her admitting to things that she did when she was younger. Him admitting to things that he did when she was younger. And eventually, the tidal wave was coming, and it's in the emotion in that one moment. It pulls you up until she hits you with the daddy.
It's like, bitch, you reconnected 20 minutes ago.
It's time to die. Shut up.
But no joke. Tidal waves. That is scary as fuck.
That's a hell of a way to go out. I'll tell you that much.
Man, it is scary. I'm sorry. There's this movie that came out. It was like with Matt Damon. It's called Hereafter.
The Clint Eastwood flick.
Yeah. Like the very beginning of the film, you kind of got like this hot French actress. I mean, she's super cute and whatnot. And she's like walking the streets of whatever she's at, and she just looks over at the beach because people are running, and she sees this tidal wave. Man, I pissed a little. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you know
like
what?
That is scary to me.
The Death of Tomorrow, which is probably the only disaster flick that didn't like scare me. The reason why, because like, so what you're saying is Mother Nature doesn't know what the fuck she wants to do.
Right. So we're just gonna freeze.
So she wants to be cold.
Look.
She wants it to really snow us the fuck out.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Day after tomorrow, and I love the day after tomorrow, but it didn't scare me. Mm-hmm. Like I sat there and I said, "Really? That's my death? I'm just going to be frozen over?" Didn't Walt Disney go through that?
Easier said than done, my guy.
Didn't Walt Disney go through that?
I'm from Brooklyn. Okay, Brooklyn's been negative 10 degrees. Jack. and I've been outside with no shirt on. So fuck you and your blizzard. Oh, well, we're going on a tangent. Okay. So also in every disaster movie, there's always that montage of people running. Obviously, they're trying to escape whatever's coming.
You are not escaping a fucking tidal wave. That's why I felt like okay, all right, real quick.
But Leo knew you had to get the higher ground.
Right. Real quick. Because I know we're all over the place with this movie. But they basically figure out that a comet is coming, and they send up a whole team of people to try to stop it. Right. The comet gets broken into from a disaster, trying to dig into this. If this is starting to sound like Armageddon, well, you're going to see because it is.
Yep.
And the comet breaks into two. They eventually come up with this brilliant idea to where it breaks into, one of them is 1.5 miles, the other one is 6 miles. They come up with this brilliant idea because there were 4 nuclear warheads on this ship to go and crash into it to fully destroy it. There you go. That's pretty much the movie. The 1.5 mile comet still definitely hits. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. With every disaster film, like, I don't understand people that are like trying to outrun it or whatnot. That's why I have so much appreciation with like people who just accept it. It's like, that one little old man in New York, and because they had to show him, who's just sitting there reading the fucking newspaper.
Oh, worse than that. There's always that one look of somebody's parents looking at each other.
I want to know what was said on his newspaper. Like, the front page was like, "Doom is here." On the back page is like, "Game over," or
Happy
whatever.
Death Day, fucker.
Happy Death Day, fuckers. The editor's all like, "I've always hated this administration," and then he just starts going off on like a racist tangent, and they're send it out to print 7 a.m. Everybody's gonna get this because we're all dead by 2.
Think about it. If we were faced with the same shit that they're being faced with in Deep Impact. So, all right, so let's say we know for a fact that this comet or asteroid or some huge fucking rock is going to land in Earth by, say,
4 weeks.
4 weeks from now.
Yeah.
In 4 weeks.
What would you do? Let me ask you that.
Oh, you don't know what I would do.
Well, I want to know.
Okay, so for those who only know me as Jay Alonso, I'm also Julian, the collection guy. So, wait. Now, what do you mean by debt collecting? Do you mean that you show up to people's stores with like a baseball bat? No.
Where's my fucking money? Where's my company's fucking money?
I'm not an enforcer because I don't get paid to be an enforcer. But what I'll tell you is what I do.
He's an equalizer.
I'm the guy who calls your phone, and I say, "You owe XYZ. Do you want to pay it?" My job is pretty simple. But you'd be surprised how many people will respond to saying, "Fuck off, you fucking asshole," and da-da-da. People really do feel like that we gave them their debt.
Right.
So if I have 4 weeks to live, I'm going to go to work on Monday.
You would?
Listen, I will go to work on Monday. Wait for a call for somebody to say something incredibly just fucked up rude to me. I'll look at the address. He's local.
Of course, this person has to be local.
I'll drive over there, kick in his door. If he tries to find me out, I will punch him. But if he's like, "Dude, what are you doing in my house, black man?" And
what are you doing in my house, black man?
And then I'll take a nice...
Who's that guy?
I'll take a nice, hefty shit in the front of his floor. And walk right out. Not give a shit. And as I'm walking out, I'll see that same guy's cousin, slap the shot at him for a second, just cuz, and keep moving. I'll go to a strip club, won't pay a dime. But you gonna strip, goddammit. What else will I do? Kind of just live life to the fullest.
Hold on. And that's only Monday. Watch what happens on Tuesday.
Tuesday. Fuck it. Wednesday.
When I was a kid, And I think this is pretty fair because I met my best friend in like 2000. So yeah, so yeah. Now that I think about it, like all these disaster movies kind of came out in this process. We had this whole beautiful, stupid idea of having our own little bomb shelter for when shit hits the fan, for when everything goes down. Our number one priority was to get better at basketball.
Because, we go to heaven. God's going to want to... Jesus, he's going to want to run you a game.
He's already blessed Kobe. Get better at basketball. Because, when it comes to rebuilding the world, having them basketball skills is going to matter. Playing video games and finding a set of women to come join us because apparently we're just going to repopulate the earth. Yeah. That was our goal. And you know what? That's still my goal.
And nobody said, and neither one of us said, I want to just hug all the children. And no,
I ain't got it. No.
Y'all too.
No, I'm sorry.
I got mine. I'm cool. But as far as like, if given the opportunity to like really wild out before you die, oh yeah, I'm totally into it.
You ever seen the Steve Carell, Keira Knightley, Seeking a Friend for the End of the World?
Yes.
That first, because if I'm not mistaken, that they only had like 4 weeks or something like that. That's why I said that. Those first 2 weeks where everybody just kind of goes wild and is like doing heroin and shrooms and you could pay somebody to assassinate somebody. Oh, I'm there. I'm that guy. Like because look, I've been a good Christian boy all this time, and there's a lot of backupness.
See that?
In here.
See that dude? Fuck that dude. Kill that dude.
All right.
That is exactly what Danger David Neff would say. Like, hey, see that dude over there? Fuck that dude right there. I give you $5 right now to shoot him back right now.
And you know what? Somebody's going to take that $5
in a heartbeat.
Easy. Easy.
So I can go kill him. I'm not working, by the way. I can go kill him, go to McDonald's, get a 4 for 4. Or sorry, 2 for 2, whatever that's called. And kind of just go on my merry way. Why not? Hey. But
because apparently I'm not man enough to do it myself. But
you're gonna die anyway.
Yeah, right. So who fuck cares? Who
Still
fuck cares
a pussy.
what kind of a man you are?
Still a pussy.
If you go out like
So let's do this.
All right, real quick. End of the movie. What happens? Basically, Leo. First off, Leo. All right, real quick. This gets a little weird, but Leo, who is still played by
Elijah Wood.
Tobey Maguire, wannabe, basically denies his entrance to go into this cave where where 1 million people are going to be living for the next 2 years. And escapes to go find his girlfriend, wife, excuse me, because they did get married. And they basically escape the tidal wave by getting into higher ground. What's not stated is if they actually made it to the cave. Because, I don't know about you, but Elijah Wood doesn't look like he could live off the land or anything like that.
He looks like...
So what would have happened if they would have re-showed up at... It doesn't matter because this movie's stupid. But what would have happened if they would have showed up at this cave all over again? Hey, we're still alive. Can we get entrance? And they're like, nah. Morgan Freeman's all like, nah, sorry. We filled up. We filled in your spots.
Long time when I was a little boy.
Long time ago.
I thought you had died. Actually, I was pretty convinced you had died.
All right, let's do this.
So, all right, so takeaway is gonna be really scattered. So
All right, who's getting that guy award for you?
That guy award, I'm gonna go and give it to Morgan Freeman because he was technically our first black president, and he cared enough about his people to where, like, I dug it.
Right.
Yep.
Who's getting that girl award?
Téa Leoni, because, well, outside of the other girl on the ship, Téa Leoni, she's pretty much the main chick. And she's fresh off Bad Boys at the time, too. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Cut that out.
Oh, this fool.
Or yeah, no, let's do this full. That's fine. It's full award.
What's his name? The guy with the eyes on the ship. That's talking to Robert Duvall a lot.
Oh, Oren.
Oren.
What you call him?
He's
Oren?
fucking boring as shit.
He is.
He's a boring character. I cut that out. Oren. He can go. He should have went earlier, actually. And then my iconic scene will be the Taya Leone scene where the tidal wave is coming.
All right.
That guy award.
That guy award is going to go to Robert Duvall. We didn't really talk about him in the show. We talked more about Elijah Wood. Let me be fair. Elijah Wood actually kind of had a good arc. Like he was but he was a good kid. He tried to do the right thing. Seriously, he tried to get his girlfriend's family to join him so they could survive. Mm-hmm. Right? That's a good thing. Mm-hmm. So I don't really have any complaints about him. Robert Duvall gets it for actually being a true American hero and literally willing to sacrifice his life for the better of mankind.
And get the team together.
Yeah,
we're gonna die today, you guys.
That Girl Award's actually going to go to Miriam Cormick. She had some things to do in the film where she kind of has to convince Robert Duvall to follow through with certain things, and it was kind of a waste of character, especially considering during that time she was in the middle of West Wing or about to be signed on with West Wing, and she proved to be so much better in that. Mm-hmm. That Fool Award, I hate to say it, but Tia Leone. There's just
no, it's understandable. Trust me.
Like,
Daddy,
there's so many questions that I have there, and at the end of the day, I just don't care about you.
Nope, not at all.
I actually have no problem with how your story ended.
Daddy.
Cut that out.
Award.
That's his full.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cut that out.
It is going to be Tay Leone's story and Owen's story because who cares about him?
Double dose of fuck that. All right, let's go with iconic scene.
When the comet actually hits, finally.
Good shit. You wait for it like the iceberg hitting Titanic.
Let's face it, that's where they blew their entire fucking budget into this. They threw it at Morgan Freeman doing his bit. They threw it at Robert Duvall doing his bit. Mm-hmm. Then they said, oh shit, we need to find a third part to the story. So let's hire Tay Leone. And we're going to blow the rest of this $80 million budget in a comment that's going to hit. And we're going to show off some shitty special effects graphics. and that was that.
All right. So that's the movie. Let's bang out these quick hits here. We can wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, let's see. We can do 4 today. Yeah, we can do 4 today.
Okay.
Jon Favreau said it was so uncomfortable for the cast to film in the asteroid suits that during breaks they had to be hung on a rack in their suits and brought outside to get some air.
Damn.
So what saying is,
what he's saying is this shit sucks so bad that I literally had to be laundry hung up to enjoy my time on this fucking set.
This led to some awkward moments whenever a studio tour bus would come by. Yeah,
no shit.
I'm like, so what's y'all filming?
Hey, guys, I need the astronauts. Can you tell me where I can find Jon Favreau? Yeah, he's hanging on aisle 4.
my very first.
I'm imagining like this laundry rack just circling around with all the astronauts going around. No, listen, I need to speak to Jon Favreau.
Now,
can you bring him, please?
Here's a question. They all got hung on this rack, right? So are you saying like are they facing each other? Or are they facing one behind the other? Otherwise, you look like a rack of clothes coming out.
It's got to be a rack of clothes. You ever dry cleaning?
Yes.
It's got to be exactly that. It's got to be this rack that's circling around, and they're over here hanging. They don't know where the fuck anybody is, and they're just kind of like going with it there.
That's ridiculous.
They got like this one attendant, can't speak English, over here just pressing the button, be like, and they're like, oh, Jon Favreau, do you have his ticket? Because Favreau only speaks to you if you have the laundry ticket, so you can actually go speak to him.
Bitch, I am Jon Favreau. Okay, so Morgan Freeman wanted his character to be wearing an earring. Morgan Freeman.
Because
what other president in the world?
What president has done that?
Yeah.
You know, let's be the hit president, Morgan. Come on, man.
Director Mimi Leader turned him down.
Yeah.
Later, we see
Good
the
move.
president addressing the nation from the Oval Office. His sleeves are rolled up, and one of Freeman's tattoos is showing. The director liked this. She felt it gave the president an everyman look. So, here's my first question. Morgan Freeman has tattoos?
If it is, it's just going to be, it's a button that he pushes. That,
or is it like just a spot on your arm at this point?
It's a freckle. We're actually going to Google this real quick.
That's the birthmark. That's a big-ass birthmark you got there, Morgan. Okay, so after discovering the comet, one of the astronomers... After discovering the comet, one of the astronomers is killed in an automobile accident. This mirrors the real-life automobile accident death back in July 18th of 1997 in the Australian
God, did you
outback.
actually say July 18th?
Yes.
That's my fucking birthday. That is amazing.
Happy birthday. He died on your birthday.
Good.
He died so you can live. Eugene Shoemaker, who helped discover the Shoemaker-Levy 9 comet that collided with Jupiter in 1994 and was a source of inspiration for this film. How does it make you feel?
It doesn't make me feel anything.
Nothing at all?
It just says to me, wow, you took it from probably the dumbest way. First off, how did Shoemaker die? Like when they say it mirrored, like was Shoemaker dropped his cell phone, oh shit, where the hell's my car? And then drives off a cliff because a semi magically forgets his cigarette. Oh shit, where's my... Yeah, no, I don't feel anything for it.
Yeah, no. All right, last one. A line was edited in the president's press conference. President Beck stated, "Life will go on. We will prevail." Originally, President Beck said, "Life will go on. We will prevail. This is not Armageddon." The producers later realized that the movie was going to be in box office competition with the movie Armageddon. Yeah. You think? All right. That's a good one. David Neff, let people know where they can find you.
You can always find me on Instagram, David Neff Transforms. I'm also the co-host here with Beat Network Online for the Back to the Classics podcast, the cinematic movie podcast. They can follow us on all the major social media networks. I am done writing, thank God. So hopefully this summer I can bust out a couple reviews. Nice. If you guys are interested in me talking about something or when I talk, hit me up. We can talk back. We'll talk together. We'll see what's going on. And just let me know.
We'll share. We'll definitely have
we will share. Yeah, we will share.
A friendly share. Yes.
My co-host here is the wonderful Jay Alonzo. Where can people find you?
You can find me on all the social media simply at I am Jay Alonzo. You talk to me, I talk back. That's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Jump on in, join the party. The Facebook group, Back to the Classics, a movie talk group, is up and running. Go ahead and jump on there and hang out with us for a little while. We're always posting new upcoming episodes on there, as well as the brand new episodes as well. And listen, if you guys have not had the chance to do it, jump right now to beatnetworkonline.com. We have links to all the merches for all your favorite podcasts, including Back to the Classics. Got to get that BTCC mug. Got to get it.
Gotta get it.
I watch How Do You Enjoy Coffee in the Morning.
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to Hollywood Kev. You need. You know what we need to do? We need to up our merchandise game.
We will.
And what I mean by that is that we need to put pictures of ourselves on each one of these mugs so you can share the morning with us.
I want to throw our faces on a shirt. But not just like a small thing, like a huge. I want our faces to take up 80% of the shirt.
Or you know what?
Front and back.
What about those mesh blankets? You know that creepy Nick Cage mesh blanket that they give to people?
Yes.
Yeah, we should totally have one of those.
We're going back and forth about merchandise ideas. This is dope. Also, I know I said that we would do an Avengers Infinity War review, but let's be real. By the time we got the chance to see the movie, it was like 80 up, whatever. But what we will do is a Han Solo a Star Wars story review. The movie drops next week?
Yeah, it's around the corner.
Yeah, definitely toward the next week or toward the end of the month. But we will definitely do so. Jay and Dave's first video review will be for Han Solo. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to that one.
Should I dress up as like Chewbacca or something? And
only if I can be Lando.
Yeah, you know what?
Hey, go ahead and start pimping.
You know that Chewbacca mask? Mm-hmm. You know, where they put it on and every time you like open your mouth, it comes out the Chewbacca roar? What if I do that? Be the worst video review ever.
No, the worst video review ever would be like watching somebody who, I know somebody who when they sleep, they snore like Chewbacca. Man, it's been a long one. I'm tired. I'm sure you are.
I am.
But damn it, we do what we do for our center folks. You guys ride with us every single week, and we love you guys for it. I'm Jay Alonzo with my guy David Neff. Back to the class. We'll be back next week. I think there's a guest on next week. There's a guest on next week.
There is?
I believe there is.
All right, cool.
I'll look at the schedule. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, bye.